dear! And it just fell over the hose. Hey, it's so important that we're irrigating right now. If we didn't have it, we just... Good morning. Good morning. It's an awesome morning. Better than good, because we have action, and I can hear a little excavator going already. Stephen's here, digging out some drains. He's got a jumper on today. Yesterday it was freaking hot. This is what we did yesterday. We finished filling in the conduit, filled in the water line that comes there, the conduit that went there, filled all that in, and now black plastic all across, and then put some Rio down, Rio mesh, and then had to cut around here because having a round yard isn't always perfect. Yeah, and then there's mesh over that, we'll have to cut that out as well. And so Steve's toiling away over there doing some drain stuff to go directly into the pit. The idea is there's going to be a pipe, there's one drain over there, another drain there, another drain here, and they'll all lead into the pit, which is where Stephen's digging out now. On a side note, that irrigator is about there. That's where it's supposed to finish, and it should be about there. I think something's gone wrong. We'll go up and investigate. Can't wait to find out what's wrong with it. I found the issue. Oh dear. So, the irrigator has pulled back and it's wound up like that on a horrible bit of an angle. Oh dear. I'd say it's tripped out. Yes, it's tripped out. That's why it's not pulling itself in. Holy heck. And it just fell over the hose. No. That's the issue. And that's why the irrigator hasn't finished. All we're gonna have to do is obviously turn it off, be a good start, and then put the tractor on it and try and unwind it somehow. Look at that for a... Yuck! Ow! Stupid thing. See those white things? They're cockatoos. They better not eat anything. Go on! Go! Get! Scram! Go away! Cockatoos are actually a huge nightmare for us. They love to be eating newly sown whatever it is. They'll even, I've even seen them go in, break the capsules off of poppies off the top, which is what they could be doing there, and finding the seed. They'll crack the capsule open, get the seed out, and then go to the next one. They're horrible animals, horrible. Got no time for them, no time for them at all. Come on, girls. This way, this way. If anyone's interested too, I think I've talked about it before, about rust. That's rust. That is rust. So rust on grass, annoying. So I tried to put 125 kilos of nitrogen on and I watered it pretty well, but now I've slipped on watering it for probably over a week. Rust is back. So I don't necessarily think that the more nitrogen on is going to solve it. It's just gotta keep it from being stressed, and in this case it's moisture stress. Anyway, lessons learned. Those cockatoos are back. We'll go have a look at that. That grass has been in now for a week. We've watered it twice, 25 mils each time, so it's had 50 mils already. I hope we can start to see some grass. I can see grass. I hope you can. I can see it. There's some clover. So we've got a nice little smattering of grass coming up. Time to shoo those cockatoos away! Get out of here! Hoo, hoo, hoo! Get out of here! Go away! Really showed them how to get a heart attack. Coming back around. Go on! Like I said, they're the most annoying creatures. I hate them. Hate them. Okay, we're back up here to have a look at this disaster. I've just been talking to a mate next door, Damo. He's like, oh, how's the guide? I'm like, oh, I didn't even check. So what he meant by that is that there guides the hose on so it doesn't do that. So it must be broken in some way. So my heart skipped a beat and I've come back up here. That all looks okay, but that in there does not. Chain after chain after chain that guides this. And it's sheared off there. How am I going to get that? How? Unbolt that maybe? Unbolt that. That's how naive I was. I thought I'd just be able to pull it back out. No. I'm going to have to get some tools and try and fix that. I just want to stop irrigating. I desperately just want to stop irrigating. When did we start? We must have started September? Did we start September? No, early October. October, November, December, January, February, March. 6 months of irrigating. Right, well, for a start, I've knocked this out of gear so there's no more tension on it. We'll hook the tractor up and lift the legs up at the back there and try and strain it up a little bit. Put the legs back in. It's roughly probably where, well, that's where it was last time. It's torn it up that way. What I'll do now is go and pull it back out just so we can get some of this hose out of the way and then start working on that. Another more important reason we'll tow it all the way, well, majority of the way back out, is so that way we can line that guide up to where it's going to be. Right, it looks a little less tangled now. So I've got to somehow get this pin out. I thought, well, maybe I'll undo this chain, but I cannot for the life of me find where the joiner is to break the chain. So now I'm thinking I'll take those bolts off and lift that little gearbox up and see if I can get enough to see where that whatever we're going to call that, shear pin, that's what we're going to call it, see if we can get to that. Righto, we got that gem out. Now I need to knock that out with a punch. That's just sitting over there like that. Not sure how I'm going to get it back in, but that will be a problem for later. That's all it is. That's just a rolled pin. Essentially a good shear pin. I'm sort of glad it did shear. That's the value in shear pins that they break, so nothing big and expensive breaks. It's the old one there broken off. That's the new one. It's quite a bit thinner, so we're going to put this smaller one inside that one. We've now lifted it up with the front end loader just to take a bit of weight off and move it across. Try and make sure that is lined up, because it's pretty crucial once I connect that in that it's pretty good. So we've just started there. See, I put the one inside the other. Try and give it sort of similar thickness or strength. Now just gotta jimmy that on and then put that pin through there. Put it back in and away we go. Righto, it's on. Now, simply turn that round. Just hopefully it'll get back in. Oh. We got it. Crush the dust. I think these drains here will be in front of the two vats. And that there goes into the pit. That way, if you forget to put the milk line on or into the vat, it'll run out into the pit, and then you'll be more or less notified that you forgot. Alright, the guys are knocked off. What is it? It's Friday, so they're knocked off for the weekend. This is what we've got done. We have got pipes sticking out of the ground and covered. So we did put some crushed dust on them just to protect them so they didn't get smashed up when we put the fill back in. We've got that pipe that goes there from all those other drains that leads into our pit. That isn't going to be the height, I reckon it's going to drop down. And Stephen has also dug, he has dug that pit footing. So, there you have it. A pit that has some footing holes in them, trenches, whatever you want to call it. So that's where essentially a foundation of concrete, and I assume lots of Rio again will go to make the base the footings of what then will bricks go on top of, and then they can start to work out, well, and then backfill, and then put the platform on top. Okay, so that's a little update on the dairy. We'll go up and start the irrigator, and we might watch it come in for a little bit, make sure that it is going to do everything that it should, and that we put it back together in the way that it's supposed to go. Okay, we are back, and judging by that water there and this turning and doing all the things, I think we're doing okay. That guide could probably come across a little bit. Well, it's got further than it did before it all went real pear-shaped. Friction and just heaps. All this is full of water. You can't pick that pipe up, and of course it's going over a bank and then back on the other side, so there is an immense amount of weight on that, but I hope that goes over enough. Yes, anyway, it's working as it should. That is slowly turning, and that is slowly turning as well, and that's that roll pin that in there that we replaced. That's why you have those roll pins. It's just like a shear point so that it doesn't break something else catastrophic. You just break a roll pin that's like $1. Instead of doing a gearbox, it would be $500 to $1,000. Just make a lot of groaning and clicking noises, but it's pulling in, and I think we've won. It's probably a great illustration of why it is so important that we're irrigating right now. If we didn't have it, we just would not have the feed and the capacity to run the animals that we run today at the moment. This is all in the same paddock as the irrigator is irrigating. It just doesn't reach here, and like there's not, like it's nothing, absolutely nothing. And then we turn that direction, and you can see where the irrigation has got. And obviously the further we go over there where it's really good for overlap, the better it is. But man, it's bleak. We're the middle of March and there's just no rain in sight, no significant rain in sight. This is the time where we rely on our autumn break to break summer, the dry summer, and then we'll get the autumn break. It'll be a significant rain, and it'll sort of restart everything. Everything's sort of not all, like all this grass is a perennial grass. It's not dead. It's just laying dormant until it's a suitable time where it's got enough moisture to kick on. And at the moment it doesn't have that. So once we get that autumn break, it will kick on and it will go. But if it doesn't happen, that's what we lead into winter with. We don't have much feed, and we almost try and get a bit of a feed wedge to try and have more in front, and we start feeding our silage and hay to try and mitigate that risk of not having enough feed through the whole of winter. And that's what we're shaping up for. If we don't get an autumn break soon, and a good one, it'll turn cold, and then nothing will grow because we don't have a lack of moisture, and then cold as well. It's pretty vicious. Okay, that'll do for today's video. It was a bit of a mixed bag, really. Just I didn't think this irrigator was going to be my day taken up with all this sort of stuff. Such a trivial little thing. Hopefully it'll do its run in the morning and it'll all be sweet. And obviously a little bit of an update with the dairy. I think we can see from here down there. So thanks guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you gotta do. Yeah, we'll see you again another time. See ya.